Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Jacked YGO here today. We're coming at you with the second locals vlog. Pretty excited to do this. So I just finished up my lunch. I got about an hour and a half more work to do before I can jump back onto this. But I just want to give a quick announcement. So I did take my recent build to the YCS. It was more, I just a little bit, so it was more like my last build that I took to the YCS. I wanted to see how that was doing. To be honest, I didn't have much faith in the deck, but I was like, whatever. I might as well give it a shot, see what happens. Just knowing like the decks that are out there right now, so it's very, very hard to compete with these decks. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This format, deck building, is very hard. On a side note, though, the format I think has, okay, for sure has finally solidified. Like it took this format forever. Like we moved into like board breaker cards at one point, and now it's back to hand traps. And now everyone is just, I think, satisfied with the fact that hand traps are back in the meta with a mix of like droplets and stuff, right? I'm pretty sure like most people have droplets at this point. Um, so it is a little bit easier deck build knowing what the meta has solidified into. So it's a little bit easier, but the meta is super diverse, right? So it's really hard. But anyways, I took my build to the YCS and I went 4 rounds and I was X2. But I didn't want to carry on because I decided to drop because I was thinking it was just gonna be a waste of time. Because if I won like 2 more matches or something, right? And then I get hit with a bird deck that just overpowers me, right? It's just not, my deck can't compete against birds. That current build anyways could not compete with birds. So I decided to tweak my build up a bit, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm playing now. I think it's fairly solid. It's definitely not tier 1. It might be rogue. We'll see. I'm going to give it a shot tonight, but it's been I have done a little bit of dueling testing. I'll go to Dueling Book and just test with a couple people, and it's doing really well. It hasn't lost yet. I think I've played about 4 matches with it, and it's actually doing pretty strong. So I'm gonna lay out my list and show you guys that afterwards. But right now, I just gotta get back to some stuff. But I will see you guys on my play mat. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys. So here's my updated list. So this is what I'm going to be trying out for tonight. I'm going to see how it goes. It's a little bit tweaked. So this is what I have been testing with. This is Effect Veiler. I don't have Effect Veiler here. It's at my brother's place. So I'm thinking I might actually just put Veilers in for this tonight. I'm not sure because the thing is between Veiler and Chalice is that Veiler has some really cool synergy with this deck, being it's a level 1 tuner that can help with Where Art Thou sometimes, but it can also be search off Where Art Thou. And another thing to note too is that like it's good going first or second in a sense. So like if I'm going first, I have it. It's really good. I think Chalice is better when you're going first because you can set it, and then it can also be a chainable for Siegfried to stop a ruler potentially if that comes up. The other thing too is going second is if it's the top deck, right? So if I'm gonna top deck a Veiler or a Chalice, I'm 100% gonna want the Chalice. And Chalice is an extremely good 1-for-1 trade. It's not gonna do anything to the bird matchup essentially unless I open multiples. But going against going against Sword Soul and going against anything that plays DP, which DP is very popular right now. I think Chalice is just the best way to effectively get rid of a DP, as it's chainable and also shuts out a Winda. So you know what, actually, I am actually expecting Winda decks tonight, probably a couple of them. So I'm actually going to keep this in. So you know what, I think I'm finalized on this. As nice it is having Veiler, being a monster and a tuner as well, which helps sometimes with the kind of awkward hands, I think this is the most versatile way to go. None of these are once per turn either, so I do have a playset of imperms now. Shout out to my brother for getting me an early birthday present when we were a Christmas present when we were Christmas shopping. Shout out to Mini Jack YGO. But so yeah, none of these are once per turn. If I open 2 of these, I can just drop this, and it's very powerful against Sword Soul. It can effectively end their turn if they don't have a way to extend, like with the Long Young and stuff. But yeah, so anyways, my ratios, I'm playing 18 monsters. You got the 3 Kepler, the 3 Lamia, 3 Swirl, 3 Necro, and then 1 Ragnarok because I'm not playing Desires, and it's really all you need in this build. You're more focused on grabbing the level 1s in this build. We're going with double Copernicus. You only need 2 Copernicus in this build. He's not essential for your combos. He still gets like your main combo piece to the grave. But the main thing is you want to see like the level 1s and stuff. The level 1s just synergize a little bit better when you're playing with this build, like with the 10-8 Hara. So I'm just keeping it at 2, just to keep it at 40 as well. So I figured if I'm going to keep it at 40, I might as well just keep this at 2. That's like my one option I can do here. Ghost at 1 because I'm not playing Desires. Orthros, because people do main deck Mystic Mine at my locals, and I'm kind of expecting it tonight. So I am going to keep Orthros in. I'm just going to play this over the Trap just because I can search it, and then or go in second, it just clears a back row card as well, which kind of helps, and which comes up. And then Adhara, this card actually, if I have a good enough hand, I can actually go into Baron and play around Nib as well. Sometimes comes up in this build, not too often, but and then Adhara is for the Jack in the Hand and Wear If Thou. So I'll get to this in a second, standard ratios here. And then the Jack in the Hand and the Wear If Thou are actually really nice. The thing I actually am really liking about Jack in the Hand is that it really puts a mind game on your opponent. So it really makes them think. You have the option, you're kind of in control in what you're going to give them, right? So like if you're like giving them Adhara and like whatever, it can really put a mind game on them to what they're going to take. A lot of people want Adhara because they're playing Tenny Sword Soul or they're playing like Sword Soul, right? So it really gives you the option of what you want, like the Kepler. But again, it really puts a mind game on them. Like it kind of makes them think, and it gets you in like a more confident state of mind. You know what I mean? So that's actually pretty. That's like one of the small advantages that you want when you're playing a deck like DDD. So that does come up, and like I said, it is very helpful and beneficial for you for your gameplay to kind of outplay the opponent. You know what I mean? This deck requires big brain, so you know what? You just want to big brain your opponent as much as possible. And I've explained these. I'm gonna keep this. I just finalized this now. I'm actually just going to keep this because I just thought of Wunda. So I am expecting a few Wunda decks. And then we're playing the DP package. These are proxies because this is all at my brother's place, my parents' house. So we're just keeping Fusion Destiny at 1. Reason being is because, you know, I played test at 3 before. And you know what? Anything that needs, I think any combo deck that requires 2+ combo pieces should just be playing this at 1. Because you don't want it clogging your hand. You could play 2 of it if you want, but it's really not necessary. You're always going to want to go into this with Verte. It is nice to slap it on top of your whole board if you can. But you also got to think recursion, right? You don't want to like overload and then go into a friggin' lose to a Dark Ruler, right? And then your whole board's gone, you have no follow-up, right? So you want to reserve like your like level 8 synchros for the next turn and stuff like that. So I just try to keep it as beneficial as possible. Because follow-up this format, guys, is huge. And for our deck to actually compete this format, we're really going to need to benefit off of follow-up and smart resource management. So, and the last are the power one-ups called by Instant Fusion 1-for-1. Instant Fusion, I will not cut it from this deck because it's just way too good. It's just awesome synergy. Shuts out Drool. People are main decking Drool, and hand traps are back in the format. I think it's finalized, like I said earlier. Hand traps are going to be solid in the format. So, yeah, Instant Fusion, Where If Thou go together, just amazing. So, yeah. We are playing that, and I'll get into my extra deck. Show you guys that. Alright guys, so this is just a heads up. This is a vlog, so I'm not trying to keep this too long, and I'm trying to keep this within the hour time frame today. So anyways, this is going to be a rundown of my extra deck. So just a heads up, this is a proxy for, this is DP. I will be running DP again. My brother and I shared the DP package, so that's what he's got right now. So the restrict, the fusions, this is standard. This is DPE, the other fusion. Destroy Phoenix Enforcer for people who don't know what that is. Alexander, Siegfried. And the thing you're going to find kind of weird is that I'm playing Savage, and I am not playing Crystal Wing. And I'm actually going to test this out. And in testing, lately in this format, Crystal Wing like does never come up. Like I never first summon him. I'm always first going for Siegfried now. Because Siegfried is a way to turn out a lot of board breaker spells. Chalice, Imperm, it's really popular. So somebody Siegfried, like, yeah, sure, you died in Nibiru. It is what it is. But if someone's going to Nibiru you at the choke point where you're at Cross Sheep, they're gonna do it there and you can still keep playing. They're not going to do it when you summon a Siegfried. Once you summon the Siegfried after you've used the Cross Sheep, when you're going to trigger the Cross Sheep, they do not have Nib unless they're pairing it with an Imperm or something. At that point, then it is what it is. But so I'm playing Savage Dragon because it's a form of Omni negation, and Crystal Wing just being a monster effect negation isn't too. It obviously comes up and it's still a strong card, but it's not like too insane. I never found myself being reliant on it, so I'm actually going to try out Savage Dragon tonight. I think the Omni negation is going to come up a lot more, and being able to swing over cards like Protoss if I have to. You know what I mean? I hate Protoss. This card, it has to be already out for me to actually swing over Protoss, but it is what it is. So we're going to try this out tonight, see how I like it. Again, this is just like a test for what's going to go on tonight. Formula, Satellite, Baron, very standard. Verte, Cross Sheep, Hauk, and Boral Sword. So I'm still going to play Boral Sword. I'm not sure how much it'll come up, but like I said, Boral Sword still comes up enough to swing games. I'm just not sure how much I'm going to go into it now that I have Verte going second. Again, Verte just that push card to go second. and just go into DP and then help you play through games. But DP or Boral Sword just helps it so you don't have to play through a long grind game, right? We don't want to play grind games sometimes, so we just kill them with Boral Sword. Always a good card to have access to, but like I said, guys, with the DP package, I'm a little bit tight on space, so it is what it is. I have to cut down to 2 synchros, and with the DPE, what I do is I'll go Siegfried, Baron, and instead of exhausting my last level 8, I'll just go into Verte and summon DP. So my follow-up's actually really good at that point, and that's my theory behind that. So yeah, now I'll go into my side deck for what I'm going to be playing tonight. Alright guys, last part of the deck here. I didn't break this down last time to save some time, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to show you the side deck. So, again, this is geared towards my locals, but I think in general this is a good side decking for this deck currently. So we're going with the heavy hitting hand traps. Nib, I would like to actually main this, but I wouldn't at the same time because there's going to be like back row decks, invoke decks. Like it's way too versatile of a locals at my like there's two. I think there's more decks that will actually play around Nibiru or not even have to be bothered by Nibiru. So it's just gonna stay in my side deck. Droll's it's probably the best hand trap of the format, so that's why it's in here. It's also searchable for our deck as a Wear now. Cosmic Cyclone and Evenly for the back row removal. Evenly is also good going into the bird matchup. If you draw 2 of them, it's just like an auto win. And the anti-spell because you know, you could play cards like Sanctum and stuff to effectively so they can't chain to this. But at the same time, the whole point behind anti-spell is that a lot of people play like towns at my locals and stuff. So that's the other thing too with me playing impermanent stuff is that I'm not playing into towns because I can't afford to play into towns when they're going to be able to rip a card out of my hand. It's just we're not a 1-2 card combo deck or a control deck. We're a 3 to 4 card combo deck. It gets a little bit more 2 card combo variants in this build, particularly with DPE, but it's kind of why I like it a lot right now. But the reason why Spell Fragrance here is to effectively shut our opponent out from doing any Dark Ruler, forcing out their droplets, stuff like that. And if they do droplets, I can I'll usually just hold this to change because it's a trap card, and then I'll just change Siegfried to negate. Siegfried, I think, is just the best synchro card in your extra deck right now. Outside of Baron. Well, actually, I think it is the best synchro card just to effectively stop stupid board breaker cards. So yeah. Like I said, guys, I don't want to keep this too long. I'm going to head over to my brother's house. We're going to build his deck. He's playing some Spice for tonight. He's actually going to be running Cosmo Dogmatica tonight. Looking forward to how he does with that. So, yeah, I'll see you at my parents' place. See you later. Oh. Oh, crap. Okay, guys, we're going to locals right now. We just ate dinner, and we're just gonna rush to locals right now because we got about 20 minutes. So yeah, we'll see you there. We are here.
Yeah, I brought it for
Hello.
time out here too.
For the second vlog. I think, let's see, we're gonna count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think there's only 10 of us today. It's gonna be a chill tournament, so looks like a good tournament to have some fun, right?
Oh yeah.
This guy's trying to get his Konami ID.
Yeah, I forgot my costume ID.
I'll get back to you on the beginning of the rounds. See ya. Alright, round 1 is called, and I'm playing. Oh, yo. The bud.
The boy.
Alright, let's get into it. See you later. Okay, so there's a repair.
Not here when he wins.
And I play Michael's brother, the other bud.
Round 1.
Round 1. Okay, let's do it. Yo, guys. Welcome to round 1 of locals. So, I'm playing my good buddy Chris, one of my best buds. I'm on the left piloting the WCQ map, piloting DDD. He's on the right piloting Infinitrack Machina, goes second, I believe. He wants to go second with the deck. I don't think he sees many I don't even think he sees very many go second cards against me. Game 1, unfortunately. But we're gonna roll here. He does end up taking the die roll. But basically, I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I actually do the worst misplay I have ever done in my life here. And so basically, let's just say I run 3 Chalice, okay? And 2 of them are gold and 1 of them is common. And I think after just hovering my hand, I analyzed what I had and I was just immediately like, yeah, I bricked. Because I had a Necro Slime and a Lamy as my only 2 pieces. So I drop a Fusion Destiny and that gets ashed. So I set 2 cards. Now, the 2 cards I set, so right there when I look at them, I actually just realized, and I started laughing like really hard when this happened. I thought I had 2 chalice. One of those was a call by the grave, and I actually could not believe what just happened. So I was just laughing, and I'm like, you know what? I was like, I didn't tell him what it was like, okay, I misplayed so bad, like just punish me and kill me. But yet again though, it wasn't the worst because I'm gonna have to be on a top deck here, but B, on the bright side, a call by and a chalice is very strong if you play them right against an Earth Machine deck. So I'm not feeling too bad, but at the same time, I was just laughing like I could not believe that misplay. But it is what it is, I guess. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna let him resolve the Metal Cruncher. He had to be a redeployment. I believe that search out of the Metal Cruncher. So I'm for sure letting that resolve. Now he's gonna go for the Dozer, and right away I'm gonna chalice Dozer because that is one of their more important pieces. If they have Tunneler, they can go ahead and make their rank 5, which is also one of their key pieces. But I'm kind of just betting that he doesn't have it right now. But he doesn't, which is exactly the game plan. And I'm gonna call by his Fortress. So at this point, I know he can't really do too much if he went for a Fortress there, and he didn't. He also wasn't able to go. He also didn't right away go into the rank 5. So I know right now I'm sitting in a pretty good position, other than the fact that I'm sitting on a top deck. So yeah, he's just gonna link that off, and he's gonna go for the or he's gonna send that. He's gonna go for now he's gonna go for Tunneler. But the thing was, he didn't have another card to send for Tunneler. So he's gonna go into Angry Gorilla Guy, and he's gonna set 2 cards and pass. So my top deck was amazing. It was exactly what I needed, and it was actually a gate. So should I have been punished there? For sure, because I could not believe how bad of a misplay that was. Same time, we're just friends. Like, we're just kind of casually playing. But I just couldn't believe. I don't think I've ever had that happen where I've mistaken a card that bad before. I just kind of hovered, like I said, I kind of hovered my hand and realized I had a brick. I was just kind of looking at my pieces in the fusion desk. I was like, yep. And I got 2 chalice, and it wasn't 2 chalice, it was actually called by. So anyways, now I've got top gas. I've got the Swirl Slime, Necro, and Lamia, which is just amazing. Now I am expecting an Imperm here, and he does have Imperm. I'm like, that's fine. I can now link, and I can go into a Cross Sheep. Like I said, once I have both the Slimes and the Lamia, I have real good gas, which can help me pull through quite a few, probably a couple interruptions anyways, just with those cards alone. So if you play them right. I'm going to go into a big Genghis, and once I know that's hit the board, I know I have game at this point because he only has 1 back row he's sitting on, and all I have to do is go into a Boral Sword. So here's another misplay I did, but it didn't really matter because I'm just noticing this now. I watched this replay previously, and I noticed that in the replay that I didn't trigger Genghis here, and instead I just opted to use Lamia's effect for some reason. But anyways, I opted to use Lamia effect, but the thing was though, I wasn't really focusing. The only thing I was focused on was just getting Boral Sword out because that was my end goal. Like, that's all I needed. I knew I needed just to go for the Boral Sword and the Genghis. So it is what it is. So 2 pretty bad misplays. I mean, the Lamia one wasn't that bad, but it was the call by was terrible. But anyways, let's go to game 2. So we're gonna go to game 2 here. He's going to let me go first again. He said probably some more go second cards for me. And yeah, I think I opened pretty good here, like full combo. But he does have something for me. He's actually got a droll for me. So I'm going to add the gate. He's responded with the droll on res. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm going to think here, and I'm going to see how wise they can play it. So it's either I trigger, I think I had like, yeah, I had the Lamia and the Necro Slime, but I was missing the Swirl Slime. So instead of gassing through, I had Gate, and I think I had a Chalice on top of everything. So I was like, you know what? If I sit on a Verte, this gives me a really good follow-up as long as Verte resolves. And I can have a DP, which is a farm interruption on top of the Chalice. And on top of that, the next turn, I get my draw for turn. I have a Gate, and then I have my draw too, and possibly a special summon from my draw. And DP also comes back. So I know if I can survive a turn, I'm actually sitting really strong. But yeah, like I said, DP can really help in instances like this where you get drolled. Part of the reason why I'm playing DP is because like droll's like actually everywhere right now, and even in some people's main. I experienced that in the YCS, but I think now it's more so left because a lot of people are expecting Sword Soul more or less now. So it is still reaping around in people's main decks if they can afford to do it. So it is what it is. But I'm gonna let Middle Country resolve. Like I said, I have a Chalice set right now, and I have the DPE. He's gonna resolve Middle Cruncher. He's gonna reveal 2 Darren's Crane and 1 Express Bullet or whatever that thing's called. So I hit Darren's Crane. He's gonna take that. That is the one card I don't want, but I was probably going to hit it anyways, so yeah. So depending on what he has access to, he can kill me, or at least set up a really strong board, in other words. But he's going to go heavy forward. He's going to search, let's see, I think it's the Dozer he searches out here. Let's see. No, he searches out the Infinitrack. I forget his name. Anyways, searches out one of the Infinitrack monsters. He's going to go for a Dozer here, and I know I need to respond to this Dozer if I'm down to only 1 monster negation, so this is what I am going to go for to negate the Dozer. And hopefully he doesn't have a way to go to the rank 5, which I think he does here, but I think he's going for something else here with the Darren Crane play. Because I think, yeah, I think that Infinitrack he searched was a rank 5. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I can't exactly remember. So I have a DPE pop, which I'm going to try and save for when he tries to go into an X-Siege with Darren Crane, if that's possible. Which I am kind of foreseeing he's going to do. So he's thinking here. I think he goes into a Link 2 here. Yeah, I believe he's just going to hit a Link 2 here. So, which is the Angry Knuckle or whatever? Yeah, the Anger Knuckle. So he's going to go, yeah, he's going to go for Anger Knuckle here. Send the Anger Knuckle. He's going to go ahead special the Darren Crane from the graveyard. And I'm thinking here, I actually think I want to get rid of the Darren Crane, depending on what's in his hand. I just don't want him to go into a rank 10. And basically, yeah, I'm just going to trigger DP here. It's probably the best option I have because I'm limited to 2 interruptions, so I kind of have to do something. I have to play them out wisely, and I know that card will give him access to if he can go into a rank 10, I'm kind of just screwed, but he does have talent, which is kind of like kind of scary for me. Because he also has Tunneler, I believe. Yeah, he's gonna go. Oh no, sorry, I forget this guy's name, but he's gonna special summon him. Gonna link him off for the Angry Gorilla, and then I believe now, yeah, he's gonna go for Tunneler to special summon. He's gonna link them off and go to the Anger Knuckle, I believe. Or no, he's gonna go to the oh my gosh, the Ancient Gear guy. Ancient Gear is gonna search Box, and Box will let him search another Infinitrack monster or Earth Machine guy. He's gonna search. I don't even remember that guy's name. All I know is he's the level 4 Infinitrack monster. Gonna search that guy to his hand. He's gonna think. Surprisingly, after all those draws, I don't think his hand. He's got too much gas in his hand, which is kind of weird. But I was honestly expecting him to kill me, or at least set up a really strong board from all his draws. But we'll see how he plays this out. Yeah, he's gonna go for the Tunneler there. He's gonna banish the 5, or he's gonna shuffle back 5, and he's gonna draw 2 cards. Gonna half cut, and he's gonna draw, and still don't know if he really hits much. I think he hit more defensive cards, which is a bit weird. We're gonna see. I think he's thinking, but I think he's kind of just giving in at this point. I'm surprised. I'm not sure what his deck list looks like, but I am surprised he didn't have enough gas to keep pulling through with all those draws. But it is what it is, I guess. I think he's just going to go battle phase and hit my Anaconda, which I know I'm safe for this turn. And if I can get my follow-up through, I'm pretty much just winning because I have 3 draws to my option to my under my sleeve, and I'm going to be able to search. So I'm going to draw for turn. I can't remember what I drew, but DP is going to come back on the standby phase. Yeah, DP is just great to just come back on the standby phase. Potentially clear a back row if I need it to as well, but I am going to hold it, I believe. He's just reading DP. I don't think he's super familiar with the card. Like I said, like Chris isn't 100% into the meta just about yet. So, I drew an Instant Fusion, which was really strong. Not a lot of monster negates I'd have to deal with, but it can possibly like stop another droll from hitting me or whatever, right? Because if I search, or if I draw the 2, then I can't search if he drolls me, right? So this will immediately turn off a droll and potentially shut out any possible monster effects he has. So I'm going to banish the Celestial and the Dasher and draw 2 cards. And I'm going to go ahead, flip over the gate, go ahead and try to search. I'm just kind of seeing what's in my extra deck. I kind of want to see how I want to play this out. I don't know what he has face down. It could be a bunch of imperms. It could be a torrential. I have no clue. But I'm trying to play around whatever possible. I'm going to search the Lamia. I believe I have enough pieces to go off here. I'm just trying to look for as much gas as possible here. So yeah, I'm finalized on the Lamia here. Just had to think. But like I said, I'm just looking for a gas card so I can just keep playing through any interruptions he possibly has. Yeah, I have the fusion spell in hand, which is really good. And I'm not sure what my other 2 pieces were. I believe it was a Lamia and a Necro Slime. So I am looking really good if I have a Necro Slime in my grave. Use Lamia. Oh, I have a Copernicus. So essentially a Necro Slime. So I'm trying to trigger the Genghis here. Just target special summon the Copernicus to Foolish Burial a Necro Slime. So he's gonna let that through. I'm kind of like still curious as to what his back row is. But like I said, guys, I still do have a plethora of options here. I'm actually gonna send the Lamia, I believe. So I'm going for something kind of interesting here. Go ahead, special summon. Let's see what I summon here. I can't exactly remember what I summoned here. This match is kind of out of my head at this point. I'm gonna go for the DD Ghost, and I'm gonna think. I'm gonna synchro summon. Oh, because I have a link, I'm gonna go for a Savage Dragon here. And if he lets that through, oh, I already do. Okay, I already have a Necro Slime engrave. I forgot about that. So that's why I sent another Lamia for extra gas. Yeah, I completely forgot I had a Necro Slime for the last turn. So it's going to equip the Verte to it. Now I'm going to use Necro Slime, and if this resolves, I basically just have game. Be it because I have another spell and trap negation. I'm going to bring that out. So I have a form of Omni negation, a monster negation, and a spell and trap negation. So basically, I'm just trying to calculate here. I didn't have my calculator out. Nick actually gave me his phone, I believe, to do a calculation for math. I had to think about it in my head because I wanted to kind of like go forward, but yeah, I go into battle phase after figuring out the math. It was going to be 8,550, I believe, exact or something like that. And he's going to flip an imperm, try to bait me, but I don't want to trigger like a strike or anything, so he's going to do it on my DPE. And I actually say that's fine. So yeah, I'm doing the math here, seeing how much that is. And then I added in Hulk. It was 8,500 exactly. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, swing. That's 30. Yeah, this is game here. So yeah, he's just going to scoop up. And yeah. So I end up taking that in 2. Not a bad match. Like I said, I did a terrible misplay, but it is what it is. I got Droll. I cited Drolls in Forum. Droll wasn't too bad. I just had to stay alive for a turn. I knew I had it. Like I said, I had tons of gas, so yeah. Alright, so that's game against Chris. How'd it go, Chris? Quick recap.
I got DDD'd.
My misplay game 1 was actually atrocious, but
Well, it's pretty hard to come back from Chalice and callback game 1, but you know.
called brag. Yeah, so on to match 2. I'm playing my man Chris. See ya. Other Chris. Yo guys, just a quick thing to note here. I didn't film round 3. It was against the other Chris who was actually running the tournament. He has his own setup and stuff in the back, so I just left the film stuff and just went over there so we could play within our 40 minutes time span. And basically, I just lost in 2. I did win die roll, but I just had no pieces that synergize with each other. Like, it was like Copernicus and like Necro Slime. Yeah, it was Copernicus and Necro Slime, and like no back row cards. It was just bad. I was just like, okay, like, so I just lost that, and he had full combo, so I just lost. TP wasn't enough. And so game two, I had the 4 combo pieces. The only thing was I was missing the one that with the extra body to make that 4th body, you know, for the DDD combo to go full combo. was actually an Orthros, and the only way I could get through that combo to go full was summon Orthros, which of course inherently locks you into Fiends. So I just had to go with like, it's still the 3-card combo, it's still strong, but it plays into Nibiru, and he had Nibiru for me. He knows where to Nibiru me, so he knows my deck, he knows my playstyle. I just had to pass on the tokens, so he again had just full combo because Fan is just really powerful, right? They don't brick too much, so yeah, nothing I could have done. So we lose that in 2. And yeah, I got game 3 coming up here. Also, quick thing to note too, I did not film round 4. It was just against my brother. We were just playing for fun. It was just for the X2. Like, none of us were topping, so we decided not to film and just play it out just as brothers. So yeah, I'll see you in round 3. It's a pretty good match. So see you then. Yo guys, welcome to round 3. So like I said before, round 2 and round 4 were not recorded. So it's just a 2-round locals basically for you guys. So yeah, I am on the right. I got obviously piloting DD. I don't think I had to say that at this point, but buddy Nick is on the left. He's piloting Eldritch, just pure Eldritch with the Sky Prison, and he's gonna take first. So he's gonna start off with Extravagance. So he's gonna go 6. Yep. That's fine. He opens pretty good, like set 5 with Sky Prison, which is just amazing for Eldritch. So he's in the clear pretty much. I basically know if I can't get over that, he'll just win. Like Sanguine, Sky Prison on the follow up. If he has like any of the Eldritch cards, I basically just lose. And so I'm just gonna try and play through this. But if I can't destroy any of his spell or traps, and he's got a full set, like, I mean, 1 Torrential is like usually enough to just, not necessarily, but you know what I mean. It's just, yeah, good luck. So we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna try my best to play through this. I'll be put to a halt pretty soon, and you'll see why. So he doesn't want to cut my deck, so I said that's fine. I'm going to think, just trying to see how I can even crack this board. I'm just going to give it a shot, because I do have enough gas in my hand to try and at least go through some extender plays. He's going to go ahead, and he's going to... Yeah, he called D-Barrier, so that's what's putting me to a halt here. This guy was main decking D-Barrier, and he's going to send an extra directly from his deck. D-Barrier in the main deck was very unexpected, and I'm just kind of laughing here. I'm like, yo, you're main in this? Like, what? So I'm like, whatever, I'll try and play through, like, just quickly. Probably wasn't the greatest. I probably should have just scooped, honestly, but I was like, you know what, just because we're on film, I'm going to try and play through this and see if I can beat you down with Link and Tuner Climbing. So this, yeah, he flips over the Conquistador, which pops the Lamia. And yeah, or no, sorry, he just summons a Conquistador. He doesn't have the Golden Lord, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go into Hulk, see if he's gonna respond with anything. He's gonna let me summon a Tuner. So yeah, I'm gonna go into Ghost. He's gonna Torrential, so I think I just scoop up here. I'm like, yeah, that's enough. So yeah, I scoop up. It's not like I used up a ton of time. I was just like, whatever, let's see what happens. Maybe I can somehow crack this board, but with Boral Sword and Link Climbing, possible Tuner play too. So who knows. So I'm going to go ahead, take first, I'll set it in. I got Reboot in my deck, and I think Cyclones for going first. So I took out any monster negation cards pretty much. Left in Imperms because if they're placed in the right columns at the right time, they can really save your butt. So, and you'll see some pretty cool interactions this game, especially with an Imperm. So I'm going to think here. Definitely don't open Amazing because Orthros. Yep, there's Orthros. Orthros was not treating me well this tournament. It kind of did come up during this match for sure. It's kind of worth main decking, but the thing is, like, the restriction that it gives you, locking you into Fiends kind of sucks. So you can see I had a decent amount of pieces here. But it wasn't enough, right? So yeah, I'm going to search out the Swamp King. And I'm not even trying to like really think of like what possible plays I can do, because the thing is Orthros locks you into Fiends, and they didn't have another piece to be able to special off the Swirl Slime. So I couldn't just normal summon and like special card from hand, right? Like, because you have to normal summon the Orthros. So I'm going to play it safe. As long as he doesn't have Emperor, I'm just going for the Verte here. My plan here is to like I said, just give myself a really strong follow-up, give myself enough options for the follow-up, and try to outgrind him, right? So Eldritch is very good at the grind game. Our deck, not so much compared to Eldritch, especially when they have the ability to keep knocking out our cards with Torrential and Destruction effects. So he's going to go for Extravagance. And the other thing, too, is with playing it safe with DP, which is definitely the best option there, but the reason why with DP is because it's going to be trading off for 2 cards, right? So I'm going to be able to pop a card in his end phase, and then when it comes back, I can also force out another card, right? As long as he doesn't have Sky Prison. Sky Prison's only in the main to protect the cards, though, so I'm not too concerned. He's going to set 5 again, but he doesn't have Sky Prison. He's leaving main phase, so I think I asked him, like, oh, is Sky Prison, like, at any point or during the main phase? And he lets me know it's main phase, so I'm going to go in end phase, use effect to pop. So I'm going to actually ditch Verte here. And I pop a D-Barrier, I think, so that's really good for me. Like I said, for DP is going to come really strong to help clear. Like, when he sets 4, you got to think DP can effectively just remove 2 back row and help me play with the remainders, right? So he's going to start off with Ice Dragons, but the thing was, Ice Dragons was laid out in front of an Imperm. So Imperm is huge here, and that's one of the reasons why I left it out, because when you're setting 5, you're not looking at columns, you're just kind of like setting cards and maybe putting your less important ones to the side, but like I said, like when you're setting 5 cards, you can't play around it. So he's going to go for D-Barrier, and I'm like, sure. And I forgot D-Barrier just like negates the effects as well. So I just leave the DP up. But like I said, I did what I did, and I traded off with 2 cards there, or 2 of his back row, you know what I mean? So now I only have to deal with 2 cards. He did D-Barrier me, but the thing is, I already had the ball rolling because I have pieces, and I already have a Genghis. So I'm actually trying to see if I can concede him here. Because, and I'm not too shook here because I do have the draws. And like I said, Boral Sword, not having a fusion play obviously sucks. But like I said, Genghis is another option. But Torrential's a scary card. But like I said, I'm not risking too much. So I'm actually just going to try and go in here and see if I can kill him. So I'm going to go ahead and search. I search out Big Ragnarok here. And I'm trying to actually go for a Baron here. And you're going to see how I'm going to do that in a second. I'm going to banish the Swirl Slime to Special Summon from hand. Special Summons the Ragnarok. Ragnarok's going to trigger Special Summon the Genghis. And he's going to Torrential me here. Nothing I can do about this. I'm going to have to just get rid of him. Like I said, I was fearing Torrential. But like I said, I'm just trying to clear his back row because I know my follow-up's still pretty strong. As long as I can effectively clear his back row, I'm not too scared. And he's actually going to strike the DP so it doesn't come back. So I'm just like, okay, that's fine. It is what it is. DP is out of the game, but at the same time, he's got 3 face down now. So I'm going to see what I can do with this. I'm going to go burn for 1,000 again, so I'm going to be at 4K. And he's at 65, I believe. I'm not sure. Not sure. Instant Fusion. So I'm dropping Instant Fusion. It's not like he has any hand traps, but it's just another body I can put out, which is pretty good here. And we're gonna see how I'm gonna push through 3 other back row. So I do have the Spell Fusion, which is really strong for me. Now which gives me immediate access to the Big Genghis. Big Genghis is really strong here because it's gonna force out any back row he has. It's gonna put pressure on the board, and it's gonna put me in a more positive mindset over the opponent in the sense of a back row matchup. So here I'm actually gonna go for my final fusion play, and this matchup was where I was thinking I should probably be on a D-Arc or a 3rd Genghis because Eldritch is such a good grind deck. It is in the format, and like I said, a lot of decks too, it might come up, but especially when you're playing the back row deck. So he's hitting me with a Torrential Strike. Again, that's obviously really annoying because I'm literally just trying to I'm trying to like just get through his back row, right? So now I've effectively exhausted all my fusions. But at the same time, I'm just trying to play it cool because he's got nothing in his hand. He's just got 1 face down. And I know it can't really be that oppressive. So I'm going to think here. At the same time, if he is able to get through to like a Golden Lord, I'm only sitting at about 3,000 life right now. Yeah, 3,000. And I'm going to burn 2 on my follow-up. So I really have to make sure he doesn't top deck a Golden Lord. But he hasn't seen Engine yet, which is really good for me. Only annoying thing is, like I said, getting hit with all those cards is effectively just killing my follow-up, right? But anyways, he's going to pass turn. I'm going to be at 1,000 life points now. I'm going to end up searching the Ghost, and Ghost is going to come in clutch here. It's going to be able to recycle my additional... This is how I'm going to have access to like a 4th fusion. So we'll get to that soon. He's going to take the Lamia. I'm going to take the Adhara, which is actually what I want, because I actually just want to be able to go into a Hulk here. And the reason being is because Hulk and a Lamia is technically just, since I already have a Lamia engraved, it's enough for me to just get a Lamia, to use Lamia for the Boral Sword fodder because of his life points currently. Because he's at like 5k or something like that. So all I have to do is get out the Lamia and with its own effect, and I'm just going to swing at him for game. So yeah, took a bit, but there we go. Game 2 up next. So guys, game 3, he's going to take first. He's going to set 4 cards. Obviously, I'm not seeing any back row hate. I have Evenlies, I have Cyclones. I've got the whole deal, right? Like, even the red reboot. But I don't see any of them, so instead I see Instant Fusion. Like I said, I'm going to keep Instant Fusion in just in case he's got Droll and stuff. I know he sides Drolls in for me. He's going to not even hesitate. He's actually going to take the Kepler, which is fine with me because I believe I already have Kepler in my hand. Actually, no, I don't. I can't remember. I'm trying to think what I want to start with. I'm going to actually go ahead and start with Copernicus, which is going to send the Necro Slime. I'm going to use the Adhara, or I'm going to use the, sorry, not the Adhara, the Millenniumize and the Copernicus for a Cross Sheep. Like I said, he's got 4 back rows, so I'm just trying to play it a little bit smart here. Going to go right into, I have the big Ragnarok in hand, so I'm going to go right into big Genghis, which is already putting pressure on the board. Like I said, this is why I love big Genghis. It really helps out in the back row matchups. But like I said, guys, I really, when it comes to matchups like this, is where I really could use a D-Arc or even a 3rd Genghis. Just because they can really outgrind you if you can't last an additional turn. So Cross Sheep is going to trigger, special summoning the Ghost. Sorry, it's going to special summon. I actually kind of missed what happened there. But Genghis actually attempted to summon out Ragnarok. And the reason being why I summoned the Ragnarok was to try and use that to go into a Baron. That way I had 2 spell and trap negates. So yeah, he's going to go for a trap trick. Obviously, I wasn't able to get it through because Torrential is just a pain in the butt. And he's going to actually Sanctum here. And I actually want him to shotgun the Sanctum because I actually don't have too much of extender plays. And I'm not trying to burn through anything right now, like with a Necro Slime. So I'm actually just completely fine with that because I don't want to deal with that on the next turn. I think it would have been a lot better if he actually used that on the follow-up, because then in that case, then when I'm actually trying to fuel up, he can actually save an extra turn, right? But I said, you know what, that's fine. As long as you can't just get a ton of damage on board, I'm completely fine with that. I'm going to pass turn. And keep in mind, I haven't even summoned DPE yet, so that's actually to my advantage. I have that to my access as well. He is going to summon the Golden Lord off of Sanguine. So, yeah, So he's going to summon the Golden Lord. I don't know what he's got in his hand. He's going to swing at me with Scythe and the Golden Lord. He's going to pass turn. So he's got Lamia and a question card in hand. He's got a face down. So now I have Kepler. And I can't remember what the other card was in my hand. But this is looking pretty good for me. Like I said, I still got DPE to my disposal. And we're getting pretty close to time here. This is probably... When it gets close to time, this probably like it was probably would have just been a good thing that first game if I just scooped up at D barrier. But like I said, I want to just try and like see what I could do on film. Maybe I was able to play through a D barrier in 5 back row. You never know, but things change when you're on film, eh? Anyways, so I think I searched out Lamia here. He's gonna go ahead and get rid of the Kepler and the Gate, I believe. So yeah, I'm going to go Necro Slime, and this is where Ghost is really going to clutch me. So I'm going to be able to go Necro Slime, which is going to actually recycle, or the DD Ghost, which will recycle a Swirl Slime back to hand, or to grave, which allows me to summon the Lamia, and then trigger the Genghis to summon a card from grave. So now I can go into Hulk, He's got no responses, so I'm trying to see what I want to go for here. Only problem is I did exhaust the Necro Slime. So I'm going to go ahead, summon the Lamia here, and I'm trying to see what's best for me. And I'm kind of thinking, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for this. I'm going to go for the Verte here. And even though we are at a time crunch, he still would have been above life to me. So I'm like, you know what? It's worth paying the 2K here, and it could maybe help push me through because my follow-up, if he doesn't get too much on the follow-up, I can actually do a whole lot. Oh, that is actually, sorry. I did not see that earlier. I have an Orthros out, and that's how I actually got rid of the gate and his face down. So Orthros is clutching here too. And so yeah, I'm going to clear his board. And he's going to go ahead and use the Sanguine to go ahead and set, or he's going to use the golden, or he's going to use Sanguine to set his Conch, I believe. And I'm going to actually let him go ahead. And yeah. Now what I'm going to do here, since we're so close to time, is I'm actually going to have to gamble here. So I am going to shotgun the DP on his face down so he doesn't get his Golden Lord back. And because we're so close to time, I think at this point we had 3 minutes or something like that. And I don't know, he didn't draw an insane draw, so I'm just hoping, like I said, he doesn't have enough gas to just really... he did have a trap, which I was hoping he didn't, but of course he can have a trap. He's playing like a purple deck, so he's just going to bring out the 3,500 Eldritch. He's going to keep me on 200 life, I believe. Like, I'm really low on life. So, yeah. Anyways, Genghis is able to actually recycle the Dark Contract with the gate. So my follow-up's looking pretty good. I basically just had to play around the time, and I think I was given a solid minute to do my turn here. Like I said, I probably would have bought back like a minute if I didn't try to play through that one first turn, but is what it is. So yeah, he's going to go ahead, set a Sanguine on, and with his Golden Lord, or Golden Land, no, sorry, I don't remember what the card, Conquistador, that's what it is. And I'm going to go ahead, draw 2 cards. I'm really trying to play it quick here. Going to search out the Necro Slime. I'm literally just looking to try to get bodies on board because I can actually get a decent board going here. I still have access to Borreload Savage Dragon. And I believe I can actually still get Borrelsword, but yeah. So time is called there. It was really unfortunate. I was telling him I actually could have been able to go into a Borrelsword plus a Borreload Savage Dragon with the materials I had available in Grave, but yeah, I'm telling him here, that's what I had the option of those 2 in Borrelsword. I just didn't have enough time to do it. And like I said, guys, I think I would have been able to buy that time if I didn't try to play through a D barrier. But I basically just did it for the stunts, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was round 3. Like I said, I didn't film round 4 because it was against my brother. And we were just goofing around because we were both X2. And we just kind of like chilled, honestly. That's all we did. Like, we just kind of played it up through time. And we're just like... But yeah, guys, this, like I said, this was a pretty good match. But I think I could have gotten that through time. Like I said, I shouldn't have played that through the D barrier, but it is what it is. In a real tournament state, I would have just scooped right at that D barrier game 1, but it is what it is, guys. So yeah, results. Okay, guys, so I guess that was the last locals in person until, because the new COVID variant. So yeah, I guess we're going back to online, so it's kind of unfortunate because the boys, Michael and Chris, they just started coming back. This is Michael's second time back, so
yeah, like just back after finishing exams, so
yeah,
it sucks, but whatever.
So anyways, so today for me, it's time to shelf DDD. I think I'm gonna shelf the deck until it comes to February. I'm sorry guys, I might have some like combo videos and stuff coming out, but it's just not a good deck anymore. I mean, I had a pretty good... So round 1 was against Chris. You see my cut. I had a bad misplay. I'll explain that in the video, but yeah. And then round 2 was against... I couldn't film that because it was against the guy who was running the tournament. There's his own area over there. And I lost in 2 against Phantom Knight, which was... I just lost... The deck lost to itself. And then at the same time, I got nibbed. I couldn't play around nib game 2. And then round 3... I filmed that was actually a really good match to have on film. I just lost in time against Eldritch. And then round 4. I didn't bother filming because just David and I mini jacked my brother, so we were just goofing around. It's just for our next 2, right? So like we were just goofing around, and yeah. So moral of the story: DDD's getting shelved. Onto other decks until February. I'll do some tests. I'll do some combo testing, but for tournaments, I'm sorry guys, but the deck just doesn't. It just can't live up to its name right now. I just can't compete, especially with DP and stuff. And the decks just right now are too powerful. So yeah, I'll give it over to Michael to do his tournament report.
I lost. I don't fucking know, David. You can
What do you
go.
mean you lost? No, Michael got 3rd place. Michael got
Yeah.
3rd place with Melfi trying.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah,
it's true.
So, yeah, no. What the fuck was my first game? I'm blanking on that.
You played against No, that was game 2.
Yeah, no, literally. Oh, my first game was against Bugs. What the fuck is that deck called?
B-Trooper.
B-Troopers, yeah. I lost to B-Troopers round 1, and then round 2 was Dino. I won Dino, and then round 3, I played Dino.
You played your brother.
Oh yeah, no, what the hell am I saying? Yeah, I played my brother. Yeah, so I played Earth Machines. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Dinos, Earth Machines, and then Dinos again, and I beat all those with Tri-Brigades.
Free jacked.
So,
Melfi tried.
With
Yeah.
Spice try.
no Melfies.
Oh, it's just Tri Brigade.
Yeah, just pure. It's like,
And
I played
Joyous
one
Melfi.
Melfi.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's pretty
one
good.
Joyous Melfi to get into Zeus. That's
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Pretty strong.
All right.
Pretty nice. All right, so David probably got a decent amount of things to say about his Cosmo deck.
All right, so because Miguel took the Big Jack DPE, I had to play Cosmo Dogmatica. So game 1. What did I play against round 1? Oh yeah, I played against Dinos, which is like literally the worst matchup for the deck. Sucks. Game 2 I had the bye. Game 3 I played against the only other Dino in the whole thing. That one was a little closer, but he had Dragoon, so I mean I was able to out the Dragoon, but like it was so weird. UCT is a hell of a card. The game 4 played against Big Jack, and it was alright. But yeah, DP is just a lot better than Dogmatica engine. IMO, but yeah, DP is just a hell of a card. If I had it, I would have won more games, but you know what it is. Yeah, and if I had Prosperity, it'd be good. Also, update on Fluffles. I need droplets. You need droplets to play the deck right now. If you don't have droplets, you're losing to one hand trap. So, and you can't play second because Scythe Lock and full bird board or full like Sword Soul board you can trade for. Sword Souls are the worst unless they Protoss you, but just like most boards, it just doesn't compete. It's just not the best right now unless you have droplets. Droplets just carries the deck, and you can splash DP in a little bit, but yeah. I'll see if I can make a deck profile of the stuff I have right now. Hopefully get more droplets soon. If I do, I'll make the deck profile. But yeah. Alright. Any last words?
Yeah, that was the last in-person locals until who knows when because of the new variant thing, whatever. So we were supposed to have a regionals in February when Battles of Chaos came out in our hometown.
I don't think it's happened.
It may happen because I think we just need judges, so it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, guys, like I said, DDD's getting shelved. I'm probably gonna move. A lot of the decks I have right now really died to DP. Like the other deck I really grind out is Virtual World, and I think it fares a much better chance than DDD for sure this format. But DDD guys, I'm sorry, but it needs to wait. It just can't. Maybe after the ban list I might have a chance, but right now, too many cards, text, and just decks are just overpowered compared to it. So. Gotta do what you gotta do. It's just not even considered rogue anymore after all this experimental stuff with the meta. So
I'm just done destroying decks.
yeah, done destroying people with DDD. It ended after Bode. So
Yeah.
guys, I hope you liked it though, and I'll still make sure I do more of these, even though there's no in-persons. Maybe I'll just find a way to do it. So yeah. All right, guys. See ya.
See you.